Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Sidwell invited Anna and Jason back to this camp but was suspicious about what they were really after. Anna claimed she wanted to help him move his diamonds, and though her reference checked out, he remained wary. Lucky managed to open the door to this cell as Holly arrived to free him, but they were caught by the guards. Sidwell proposed that his prisoners play cards for their lives. Jason told Lucky that he had to live to save Lulu's life before being thrown into a cell with Anna. When she grew frustrated at being unable to pick the lock on his cuffs, Jason tried to comfort her, which led to them sharing a kiss as the guards arrived. They tried to fight back, but just as things looked dire, the airstrike that Brennan called in hit, and in the ensuing chaos, Lucky knocked out Sidwell and everyone escaped. But when Sidwell recovered, he was determined to go after Holly because she'd stolen his diamond. Jocelyn worried about Carly tying herself to Sonny again, but Carly promised she was only helping for the kids' sakes, and they weren't getting back together. Brennan updated Carly on the search for Lucky, and he admitted that while they got off on the wrong foot, he enjoyed her company. Diane interrupted them and reminded Carly she needed to look like she was getting back with Sonny to solidify his alibi. Carly went to see Sonny and interrupted him and Natalia, so she reminded him of the same thing. They agreed they didn't want to lie to the kids, but would go out for dinner and drinks to keep up the pretense. But when their date didn't last long and Diane found Sonny chatting with Natalia, she laid into her client about sticking to the plan. Dad brought Christina home, and when Chase arrived to question her about her actions the night of Kate's death, he called Diane so she could interrupt and put a stop to it. Christina worried she just incriminated herself, and Diane urged her to get an attorney fast. Chase told Dante he knew what he was up to and warned him not to interfere in the investigation he had recused himself from. Christina admitted to her father she may have slipped up, but he promised that both she and Alexis would be fine. Heather offered to help Alexis adjust to life in Pentonville, and she was grateful. Alexis was surprised to learn Sonny had hired Martin, but told her attorney the whole story about how she was protecting Christina. Martin said the only way to save them both was to prove Sonny killed Jagger, but she suggested he point the finger at other people who hated Kate's. Martin met with Molly, who suggested they bring down Sonny by targeting Carly. Martin also had a run-in with Lucy and insisted he still wanted nothing to do with her. With Valentine out of the picture, Ned wanted to be CEO, but Drew supported Michael. Ned told Michael he believed he wanted to do what was best for the family, but he didn't trust Drew and suggested Michael shouldn't either. Ned then chatted with James, who asked a bunch of questions about kissing and guilt, and finally admitted he'd heard Willow tell Aunt Nina she felt guilty for kissing Drew. Meanwhile, Drew tried to talk to Willow, but she cried that he had to stay away from her. TJ worried that he and Molly were drifting apart after losing their baby as Molly opened up to Dex at a bar. The next day, TJ asked Molly where she was, and she told him the truth, but he still worried Molly was avoiding her grief. Jordan visited with Asaida again and reluctantly opened up about the loss of her granddaughter, and he offered his support. Portia was concerned to discover that Brad had been rehired at the hospital and later met with Trina to report that Heather's lab results proved that her cobalt poisoning had nothing to do with her hip replacement. Trina was relieved Heather wouldn't be getting out of prison, but was unaware that her mother had tampered with the